Shabbos is coming. So this week's parsha is Parshat Tzav. It's in the book of Vayikra. In English, Vayikra is called Leviticus, which is a terrible name for the book of Vayikra, but a great name actually for this week's parsha. So once I heard from Rav Menachem Leibtag that the way the book is organized is it starts with Parshat Vayikra, lists the 5 main korbanot, the 5 main offerings, and it lists them about the people. Right? If you're a person and you want to bring a sheep, you should do this. If you're a person and you want to bring a bird, you should do this. The entire focus of last week's parsha, the beginning of the book of Leviticus, is the people who bring the offerings, not the Levim, right? Not the Levim who get Leviticus is called after them. So, but this week's parsha is about the Levim. It goes back and it says, Tzav et Aharon ve'et banav, right? Obvious, number one, it's talking directly to them. And second, it says, Zot Torah Ta'olah. This is the procedure. That's how Rav Leibtag reads Torah. This is the procedure that you do when you do an Olah. And then it gives them specific instructions. And actually, there's some insider language in here, like where it says in Rishon, which we read on Mondays and Thursdays in the morning, it says, K'chatat v'k'asham. Oh, it's just like the chatat. It's just like the esham. It's like talking to insiders who know what's going on, right? And then we get something about their particular korban that they would do every day, the mincha that the kohanim would do every day, and then we get information about the chatat and the asham, which are holier than the shlamim. That's why it goes last. It's more important to us Yisraelim because it's a party korban, so it goes earlier in Vayikra. And we've got the first few sections of the 6th parsha are all telling the Kohanim how to give korbanah. Leviticus, that's what Leviticus is. But that's not what the book is about. If we think about the sacrificial offerings, the Kohanim are just vessels. They are not the protagonists. Sorry, Kohanim. The Jews who bring the korbanot, who offer those offerings, they are the protagonists, right? In chapter 8, when the Kohanim have their inauguration, their miluim, God gives Moses a list of things to take. It says like, they're on a list with oil, right? Like if you're on a list with oil, you are being objectified, right? Because to a very real extent, the Kohanim are an object of the Mishkan, an object of the tabernacle. And I think that's really empowering because we shouldn't look at this book and think this entire book, Leviticus, all these things are not for us. They are for us. We are the protagonists of the Jewish story. And then we had the sacrificial cult, which we don't do anymore, obviously. But we still study it and we still learn from it because of the themes and the lessons that we can take from it. But the most important thing is that the ownership of the book of Leviticus and all of its sanctity and all of its rules and all of its stories, and especially Kedoshim, which tells us all about how to conduct yourself as a sacred, sanctified being. All of the stuff that's in here, it's for us. It's not just for them. And I hope when you hear this in Shul on Shabbat, you'll think about that. Shabbat Shalom.